LSJ has impacted me in the sense that it's given me a brand new appreciation of the world around me, in the sense that LSJ taught me a lot of different ways of doing critical thinking. So especially being an attorney, you have to see things from more than just one perspective. You can't just see your client's side of you, you also have to see your opponent's side of you.
It completely changed how I looked at problems in the world, problems that I deal with professionally, and issues in my own sort of personal values and beliefs.
I met my wife, first of all.
There was a push to really have a certain belief. I mean, it didn't mean you couldn't change those perspectives, but they really wanted you to have a reason, a why, to back up your statement.
It provided a wide array of courses that I've been able to transfer from profession to profession, from anthropology, sociology, and political science. So everything that I've learned has been applicable at some point.
LSJ has impacted me the most by kind of expanding my mind beyond the everyday. LSJ really helped me understand that there's social impacts to the black letter law that you don't necessarily get without having an LSJ background.
LSJ definitely raised a lot of awareness of a number of issues in the world that we face today, not only here in the States but also across the world.
Reviews are glowing, and you have to take this class from this professor because they just know so much, and so that was really, I think, the best part of the major was the amazing people that I got to work with.
I think that that's something that is rare, especially in big universities, and it really carries with you once you graduate and on into the real world.
A lot of the coursework that I took from Catherine sticks with me until today. I use it every day.
It really provided me with all the foundation kind of knowledge and insight to, and I'm a history teacher, so all the historical information that allows me to teach my classes. I love it, it's great. It's really cool, it's really fun, it's exciting, it's hard and a lot of work, but definitely what I was meant to do.
My first class in LSJ was Crime, Politics, and Justice with Steve Herbert. It's the class that made me want to do LSJ as a major. It applies directly to what I'm doing now, and I've reread the books that I read my freshman year, and yeah, that has been really relevant to my work now.
Professor Herbert's classes, they were absolutely, I think for me, groundbreaking as far as just kind of the content of what they were teaching, of learning this new groundbreaking stuff and then applying it to this new world.
I clearly remember the first LSJ class I took, we had to write these one-page analyses of whatever reading we had to do the night before. And if they weren't one page, then it didn't count. You got points taken off and you weren't going to get the full credit. So because I was given these tools to write in very succinct, brief ways, I now have taken these skills and use them in my career that I currently have.
Debates, the classroom discussions, the questions that professors posed to us, the issues that got raised in the process.
They really want to learn. They just have that hunger for knowledge, and that's, I think, more than any other major on campus, LSJ really brings that thirst for knowledge.
I had Steve Herbert for many classes. He was just such an animated professor, and Rachel Tchaikovsky, I had her for multiple classes. I went with her to Rome as well for the UW in Rome program. For me, the professors those two in particular were some of the best that I ever had at UW.
5 years later, we still remember them like it was yesterday.
I would say my favorite memories about UW are with Professor Jonathan Wender. He has some really great classes. All the LSJ professors are amazing. Wender's classes are unique in that they are just so full of life and so interactive and so fun. Everything was just, you couldn't absorb enough, that you just wanted to keep diving in and taking more and more classes, and whatever they could offer you wanted to do.
Because I just remember walking into my first LSJ class and listening to people talk, being like, wow, these people are going to be the people that run the country. They're so smart, they're so driven.
I also have very clear memories of walking out of my first LSJ class where we had just been discussing marijuana versus cocaine criminalization in this country, and I'd gotten into quite the heated debate with somebody in my lecture hall. But this all of a sudden was the tipping point. I realized that I really loved this program because I cared so much.
Just amazing professors like Beckett and Mayfield, and those great lectures.
I remember all of my classes with Catherine Beckett. She was an amazing, amazing, amazing professor. I really value and look up to her and respect her and her work in the field.
I remember going to Mark's office a lot because I always had to figure out, okay, how am I going to graduate? What do I need to get done? We went back and forth a lot with internships during the summer.
Everybody in the major has a lot of passion for what they do. We are unique in that we are united by our passion, and I think that that's something you carry with you for the rest of your life.